When it comes to Guild War and Siege, the offense has an obvious advantage. That is, we get to know exactly what the defense is, so we can build the perfect counter around it. Because of this, people have often theorized that the defense gets the advantage of bonus violent procs or bonus RNG in order to offset the advantage of the offense. I don't think this is a bad idea. I mean, after all, if we're assuming equal RNG on both sides and equal rune quality, wouldn't the offense always win unless Com2Us gave the defense some kind of advantage? But what if I were to tell you that this is just a conspiracy? What evidence would you need to see to believe me that it is in fact just a conspiracy? If you're paranoid like myself, a siege battle test replay wouldn't suffice between, let's say, two violent arenas that just never die and just keep taking turns at each other. I would want to see something actually real, like real gameplay from real players over an extended period of time from actual offenses and actual defenses. But you would need to be an absolute madman to actually take the time to go back and watch replays from myself or Howdy or Kraymon or any of the other dozens of people that upload their siege battles. You just need to be absolutely insane to take that time to do that.
Please do leave a like if you enjoyed. It would really help out a lot. It helps my channel out a lot when you leave a like.
But of course, being the madman that I am, I did exactly that. And here's the data that I found. So just real quickly before I show my data, I do want to draw attention to my notes. Unless I witness a monster violent proc, I don't know if they're actually runed on violent, so that can skew the results. So I only counted monsters that I knew for sure without any kind of doubt they were on violent. So I didn't count Orion and Draco, for example. If that was on the defense, I just skipped that. I don't want to count those because their skill 1 has built-in violent procs. Same with like dice magicians and that kind of thing. If I don't know for sure that it is a violent proc that happened, then I don't want to skew the results in that way. So I don't count those monsters. So without any delay, do defenses violent proc more than the offense? Well, from the 7,409 total turns that I counted, I found the difference to be pretty negligible. You can see the difference there is 0.69%.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
The defense did violent proc, a little bit more, but it's just that. It's just a little bit. Both were under 22%. Again, this is data from real games, so I'm sure the more data you get, the closer you would get to 22%. I just happened to get from the games that I watched 20.85%, so about 1.15% away from the 22 advertised. And again, what I'm trying to answer in this video is, do defenses actually violent proc more than offenses? Because I hear that all the time. I mean, it's something that I thought was true for a very long time. And here I am just seeing the data for myself, and it seems to be pretty negligible. But of course, that doesn't really tell the full story, because really what we're trying to figure out is, why the heck do we lose? And if you look at only losses, you see, something kind of interesting. I found that the defense actually did proc around 22%. In fact, games where I lost or whoever I was watching lost, the defense rate was only 0.28% away from the 22% advertised. It was actually the offense proccing less that led to losses. And you can see that's where the biggest difference is between the rates, is 3.4%. Now, part of that difference is that I watched a lot of games from Howdy, from Kraymon, from myself. I should not include myself amongst those two. They are significantly better players than I am. But the whole point is, my win rate is around 80%, and Howdy's is around 97%. So my point there is, those guys very rarely lose, and when they do, it's got to be because of some kind of insane reason, right? It turns out the insane reason wasn't so much the defense violent procking like mad, but was more so them not violent procking. Now, I should say that's isn't universal. If you look at specific matches, some were crazy. There was one that I counted, it took 23 turns for me to get my first violent proc. By that time, the defense already had 12. Meanwhile, you see the very first match here, the defense procced 3 times and took a total of 4 turns, and then I just quit out because they just killed someone. At some point, I decided to log the units as well, in case someone was trying to see the data for themselves and do all this counting, which I don't recommend. It's not fun.
It's not even remotely fun. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Just to have more things to back up what I'm saying in case someone wants to question the integrity of it. Anyone can go and find these games and watch them themselves and do all the counting. Of course, I am human. I could have miscounted, but I think any of the miscounting that I did would be negligible as far as the results go. I just happened to, watch one more video. I think it was against WR and Jesus and Sinfully Deep, whatever stream that was, and I decided 7,409 turns. That's more than enough turns. I'm done counting. Not to mention the difference was 0.69. That's kind of funny. Also, if you don't want to take my word for it, there's been lots of heated debate on Reddit regarding this topic. And part of the reason why I'm doing this and gathering my own data is, again, because I didn't like that their test was a test replay rather than actual gameplay. Not that that should make a difference. The only significant difference, again, would be the losses, where I found a 3.4% difference. But again, I think that's largely due to the fact that I'm watching players like Howdy and Kraymon and myself that don't lose very often, and when we do, there must be a reason for it. I should not include myself with them. They are way better than me. Don't take my word for it. You can see a 3-hour-long video of Chasoon versus Chasoon and do the math yourself. You'll see that Violent is about 22% for both the offense and the defense. So the point of this video isn't to scold you that you never lose to Violent Procs. Of course, we all lose to Violent Procs sometimes. The point of this video is to encourage you that, sometimes we lose because we bring a bad team, or sometimes we lose just because of differences in rune quality. And other times we lose to any combination of those three things working together in unison to bend us over and give us a good pounding.
You know you love it, don't deny it.
Stupid. Of course, this is much easier to say than do, but I'll just try to encourage you to do your best to not say things like, my anti-terrors never procs and theirs always does, or defense always violent procs and my offense never does, or Qianpeng always lands everything against me and my Qianpeng never lands anything despite being ruined 85% accuracy. Things like that are just kind of a toxic mentality to have, and they make you just bitter and resentful, and you don't need to be that way. I totally get much easier to say than do. I tilt just like anyone else does. This game can be tilting. It is what it is. But yeah, just trying to be encouraging, let people know that, hey, violent procs actually are around 22%. So yeah, have a good one.